This has been a fantastic couple of weeks now for me when it comes to content on streaming services. Everyone's screaming about the doom and the gloom of Disney Plus coming through and destroying the Amazon Prime videos of the world and the Netflix. Oh, poor Netflix. Why? We loved you so much. Everyone is writing the epitaph right on the tombstone saying Netflix is doomed and dead. Oh, why? Why? My Netflix. Well, here's the thing. Netflix has come out with a couple of things that I'm just like, wow. Amazing stuff. Let's talk about the first one here. How many of you guys out there have seen it, enjoyed it, been in awe of it? The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. Full disclosure right now. Full disclosure. I have not seen the whole thing. The reason why I haven't seen the whole thing, the reason why I have only watched 8 out of 10 episodes of the Age of Resistance is because, geez Louise, each episode is so packed with visuals, story. It just, my mind melts after every single episode. There's so much stuff going on. Who the heck could have ever thought that you would be so emotionally invested in puppets? It's just crazy. But they have crafted a story that is just so gripping. The characters are so well fleshed out in this prequel series that you don't, like, at some point you start looking at them like just real, like real humans or something. I mean, they're Gelflings. And yet you feel like they're, Joe and Bob from down the street, the two nice guys. You don't want nothing bad to happen to those two nice guys down the street. They seem pretty decent. You want them to be okay. That's how I feel about Deet Briere. It's Briere. That's the one. If I had one criticism about the Dark Crystal, it is that everybody's name is pretty difficult to say or difficult to remember. And I'm sure there's guys out there, they love the Dark Crystal. They've already watched it 6 times because they've binge watched 10 hours worth of Netflix's The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance into like a 6-day period. They've watched it 6 times, 10 hours of programming every single day for the past 6 days. And so they know everything. Every single thing about the Dark Crystal. I am not one of those people. I just told you I have not finished the last 2 episodes because it is draining. In a good way, though. Not in a bad way. In a good way. It's draining. It's what you want out of a television show. Some of the best shows that I've watched, I have not been able to finish in one sitting because they just, you take this time to reflect after each episode on what you just witnessed. The Dark Crystal does it. And it does it fantastically. It makes you really deep dive. I started getting on my phone after each episode and looking up, like, how does this tie into the movie? Because I'll be at 100% here. I didn't watch the movie. The Dark Crystal movie, it wasn't my thing. Came out in the 80s when I was pretty young and just wasn't my thing. I didn't watch Legend. Remember that movie with Tom Cruise? Legend? I didn't watch that either. Or Labyrinth with David Bowie? I didn't watch that either. When I was a kid, I didn't watch those things. I watched them subsequently when I was older. But at that point, some of the magic is gone there. At that point, I already seen things like Jurassic Park. So I didn't come at this from like this weird appreciation of like the source material or anything like that. So I had to go back. I had to go back and look at things like, what is this? There was that crab thing, and this episode 8, Deet has this vision, right? Spoilers. She has a vision. And in the vision, she sees like this crab creature. I had no idea what this crab creature was. I was like, I have no idea. What is this thing? So I got to get back. I got to get on the phone. I gotta look at what these crab creatures things are. I still can't pronounce their name right. And I'm gonna watch episodes 9 and 10. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. And hopefully it'll flesh things out for me. I'm not hopeful though, because I think from what I'm getting at, I think they're probably gonna try to go do a season 2. I don't know if this is gonna directly tie in this season to the next one. To the movie, I mean. Not to the next season. But to the movie. I don't know if this is like a direct prequel. Or did they say, hey, we need some buffer here because we're gonna make a season 2. I think that's dangerous though. To assume you're gonna have a season 2 and not have some sort of tie-in to the movie. But we'll see what they do. Maybe they just knew from the beginning this was gonna be so awesome. They knew that the writing was there. They knew that the visuals were gonna be there. They had so much confidence. They said, we don't need to tie this into no movie. We know we're gonna have a season 2. Netflix is giving it to us. The Dark Crystal Age Resistance is a must-watch. If you are a fan of fantasy, if you are just a fan of good storytelling, of interesting characters, of intrigue, then you're going to love The Dark Crystal.